The president, ladies and gentlemen, the president of the United States of America has been shot. The stock market continues to make all time highs. U.S. inflation since its all time highs. Meanwhile, blockchain gaming still sits in the underbelly of the cryptocurrency market. A lot of things to talk about today with all this craziness going on. Welcome to a macro Saturday in the trade room. What's up? What's up? Welcome all to the Trade Room channel on this macro Saturday. It is some wild things going on out here in the world, in the markets. If you guys saw that intro, we saw that the former president of the United States has been shot at some sort of rally. And that's the last thing I heard before I jumped in here during game night number 4, a part of a series that we have been running here. Want to go ahead and give the chat room a holla. In these early stages, if you know the jewelers well, we usually go through our troubleshooting mechanisms to get our streams going. I hosted the Jewelers podcast for our guild last week using Streamlabs for the first time, and it was interesting. It was interesting, but I may be switching. From StreamYard to from StreamYard to Streamlabs. Shout out to Zen, shout out to Sticks Intern, shout out to Worm. A lot of the OGs pulling up now. A lot of the OGs, starting to rub their hands, feeling a little bullishness or bearishness. I'm always going to give you guys my sentiment where I am and what's going on there. But we're going to add a little bit of game night into the mix while we do our usual. What are we talking about today? Well, let's get into it. It is game night. Yeah, game night is fun. Game night is fun. And being a new gamer, and everything, I'm trying to find the balance. I'm trying to find the balance of not getting too soaked into the game. But it's fun, it's exciting, there's different avenues, different ecosystems out there. And us in the space, we're just hoping that our significant others can understand the time, the effort, the sacrifice it goes in to be in the space. And as this intern says there's no balance. There's no balance. But yeah, it's an important part of this process. And it's been interesting going through it for the last few years. So it is game night. We got Karate Combat KC47, we have DeFi Kingdoms, and we have Spellborne as the highlight of tonight's game night. We will be looking at the great rotation. Okay, the great rotation is what we're going to be looking at while we're dipping in and out of some of these ecosystems, some of these games. And with the great rotation, what does that mean? Well, we've seen Bitcoin continue to correct down. We've seen sentiment drop. We've seen the greed index go to 21, but I've been screaming bull maybe for the last 3 weeks or so after just being kind of bearish and looking at that classic 20 to 30% correction that happens within a bull market or a test of the all-time highs. In past periods, you've even gotten a 30 to 50% correction. We're looking at a 20 to 30 for this one to try to find some sort of support with the ability to build some strength. So gonna talk about that too while we dig into some of these games, and gonna continue to just hear some feedback from you guys on my DeFi Kingdom strategy. We're gonna look at Tesla. We're gonna look at Tesla as their leading indicators, right? Leading indicators to things. We're gonna look at XRP. XRP's been moving in the chart. Gonna talk about the DeFi Kingdom strategy, right? My DeFi Kingdom strategy, short term, long term, right? Preparing for PvP and fun, right? We're gonna showcase Archer build that I just put together, Seer build, and then we're gonna hatch a couple of dark summons, right? Not even hatched, they're not pets. We're gonna bust a couple of dark summons that are already prepared. One is a priest. I'm trying to get a priest with high HP to really deal with those archers. Trying to get a seer build because I feel like most aren't preparing to use seer within the ecosystem, and I'm liking seer. I wanted to burn all my seers and never use them again. Been using them for boar hunts and really been using the boar hunts as a combat testing ground, right? To figure out how to use them for box, and then to also figure out how to use them for other players that a larger population of the community might not be wanting to use Seer. So I'm going to show the Seer build. We're going to play a hunt with the Seer build. I have two of them. Really excited about them. One level 15, one common level 15, and run rare 12. Shout out to two noobs in the building. Actually, while we're kind of breaking down what we're talking about today, I'm gonna use this as an opportunity to talk a lot of talk a little ish, and then highlight donate live as we always do. This streamer leaderboard is going on is just something that I love to show first off. Tamaja G really got off to a great start. And it's kind of just chilled out for a little bit, maybe because he has a nice lead. But again, me and Sticks Intern are just always neck for neck for that. And Sticks Intern, in good solidarity, alerted me for some of the points that could be earned there. So I like to be here. I mean, the graphics are dope. Like my username and credentials are here as a streamer. I'm able to not only compete with other streamers with leaderboards, but I'm also able to get donations, which, my donation URL is on the chat pinned there. And over time, I've gotten a good amount of things that I'm just like, this is just really exciting, right? Don't expect to, you know, have a gazillion donations here, but this is like a treasury that could be used for other things that I may want to do as a streamer and that I may want to possibly give away to others once we start getting the attention of more people in. So it's just a nice flywheel that Donate Live has been able to create. And I just got a donation here from Zen. Shout out to Zen with the donation of 1 joule. That is gas. That can go a long way. And with expeditions coming up, which we will talk about, we as a me, as I kind of document my journey and look through some of these games. Is expeditions going to lower gas, right? That's a question that has been in my mind that I've seen come across. But Zen, thank you for that donation. Nice eco. Ooh, okay. Thanks for that donation there. So yeah, we'll come back to this at the near end of the stream. And oh, we'll come back at the near end of the stream and go ahead and see any of the donations that we have there in store. So wrapping up everything that we have to talk about today. Um, we have the Tesla example, XRP. You're seeing a late movers move. The DFK strategy, preparing for PvP fund, preparing to sell, right? My overall crypto strategy is macro, 10 years, 15 years, where the maximum FU retirement profit sits. But there's also opportunity in this bull run to take some profit. So building a lot for PvP fund, but also stashing a bag in preparation for profit taking, and trying to do it 15 to 20%, 15 to 30% away from the top of the market. I don't think I'm good enough to possibly catch the very top of the market, but maybe good enough to catch it 15. That's my challenge. Catch the top of the market 15 to 20%. And we'll look at the charts and we'll see kind of what that looks like for me. We have some comments, on Twitter. I've just kind of been busy and scanned through Twitter. Some comments from Brown Gent, on Gen Zeros, and we'll skim through that real quick. But I also, with the contrary of, let's say, Gen Zeros possibly losing values over a 6 or losing floor value over the last few months, right? 2 or 3 to 6 months. Other heroes gaining, right? Obviously the Codex heroes and things like that. And I have one of my favorite heroes that we are going to show off too. And then we're gonna go ahead and jump into Spellborne. I should be showing my tabs right now, but it's kind of tough to multitask a little bit. We're gonna jump into Spellborne and kind of showcase what's going on there too. So a bunch of summons to kind of let off in preparation for PvP, talk expeditions, talk game plan for this market, where it's going, and then looking at some of these charts for these crypto ecosystems. Zen, again, thank you for that donation. Dragon Master, actually on Dex Screener, the Dragon Master ecosystem has been moving really well. And when we do our order of liquidity, and remember, order of liquidity goes from, you have the top movers like Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana do their thing, the layer ones, or whatever is moving well and earlier in the markets. You have those continue to move with less ROI available, and then you start to have that liquidity flow down lower. And when we talk about that, we'll definitely look at some of the stuff in the Dragon Master ecosystem when we check our watch list that we have on Dex Screener. And I'll share that really quickly. And again, Dragon Master, which, you throw things on your checklist, has been moving pretty well. So we'll talk about that when we dip in and out of the charts. One of the things that's kind of almost motivated me to switch to Streamlabs is the availability to have multiple screens or TVs up. I think that's probably an upgraded version of StreamYard. I'll look into that, but yeah, want to be able to have the charts up, just kind of doing their thing on one screen, available, just kind of like things happening. If there's a particular screen, we would like make that 1/3, or 2/3 of the screen, and kind of allow that to do what it does. Have some music, which I've actually been meaning to turn on, and then be able to do some gameplay during gameplay night. So, that's kind of the overall thought process for the what we're going to be doing with streaming. But kind of stuck on the current routine that we're doing. So, all right, we're gonna go ahead for DeFi Kingdoms and talk about what are my strategies. We're gonna donate live. Um, and we'll talk about karate a little bit later in this as well. Karate combat is definitely on the talking route. But let's go ahead and switch over here to the game. A little nostalgia. I'm just making sure I have my checklist right, man, because we're doing 2 podcasts today. So when you do those back to backs, you gotta have a cold one in hand, some water on the side, and some chapsticks, some Carmex, which I have in my pocket. All right. So all right. So this is game night. So we can't go 20 minutes into this without doing some kind of game type activity. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about my DeFi Kingdom strategy before we talk about Tesla, the overall market, what we're seeing with XRP and Bitcoin. I want to go ahead and I've been really waiting to go to the Dark Summoner and open and unhatch some of my dark summons that I have available. Right? We know we have PvP coming. And either individuals may have been already preparing. Where I am at is I'm like, okay, in the AMA, some of us at the jeweler store might be coming sooner than later based upon just what we knew, but there's always room for delay. And really, I'm like, I can't be too upset at this delay when it comes to PvP because, oh, you're getting more money? Oh, you're building better tools and you may be setting something up for streamers that will be able to stream for revenue. Like if you're gonna postpone this, I'm expecting some sort of nasty, filthy, McNasty flywheel of additions that you're going to be adding. But at the same time, as somebody who was not really prepared, don't have a lot of monsters, have the Jewelers Combat League looking to start with PvP, looking at possibly going in with a bunch of teams for a full season, I am and have been baking at the Dark Summoner, looking to create my best and biggest monsters. Okay. Um, and doing it in a diversified way. So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to showcase 2 of my dark summons that I have here, which is coming at it from a seer and priest angle. I've been doing archers, just trying to go in with some power. And from there, uh, from there, I'll go ahead and take a look at some of the one of the warriors in terms of hero value, NFT proposition, dark summoning, and some of the comments that Brown Gent had to say based upon what he sees, knowledge base, and his former use of Gen Zeros to create a profitability angle. We're going to see a lot of swings between those who may have been whales, held whale type assets, and then those who are coming in who are the players, trying to scratch from the bottom and having an opportunity to do it at a very cheap dollar cost averaging mechanism. And that's basically what we're doing with this part of game night for DeFi Kingdoms, is being able to take in, absorb what's being said, and has factuality to it, and then compare what some of those who weren't thinking on the larger scale, more of the micro transaction scale and the micro building scale, are seeing and feeling within the ecosystem as well. And then looking forward to what Brown Gent has to say when it comes to his stream that he's going to do with KP, who also is been in the ecosystem as part of the community, launched his own token, and wasn't all the way in line with some of the moves that the team was making, and now have an opportunity to, voice some of their concerns in the ecosystem. Overall, this is just a lovely democratic system, and we're creating that democracy right now. So just very interesting to see what different players have to say. So my showcase is going to be very excited. A lot of value that I'm gaining from these lows in price, in PvP, and all this buffering and waiting. Some of my sentiments, which are more super bullish because I didn't have a lot of these resources that I've now been able to build because of the slow build that the team has been going through. So, yeah, so let's go ahead and crack some of these dark summons. Let's see if I land some good things. I'll show you guys kind of where I am with the pieces that I have, and then complete this with my overall kind of thought process on what value looks like and what it looks like to build value at these cheaper prices. Let me exit out of this here. So I have, because of how sometimes the MetaMask transactions can slow down, I have these prepped. Hey, what's going on here? Oh, don't tell me you're gonna make me verify. I thought I did this. So I switched from Rabby. To this is so annoying. You're gonna make me put in my damn password again, which it's just so complicated. All right, so I'm gonna do this and also talk to you guys about my switch of software. So I switched from MetaMask to Rabby. Okay. And I didn't completely leave MetaMask. I have a couple devices that have both, one device that has one, the other device that has the other. Just because you want multiple ways to be able to get into your accounts. And Rabby's a beast. Quick transactions. Cheap, similar price or maybe sometimes cheaper, depending on what time of day you're doing it. But MetaMask has been having a lot of issues. It's been like sometimes it tweaks out, it's slow. Its API is just like wonky. So yeah, that's been a bit of an issue. So interested to see if you guys are still using MetaMask, if it's still the old trusty, or I know Mega and some of the jewelers ourselves have made our way to Rabby and are just fluctuating between both, similar to how we're using two streaming services, and fluctuating between both. Let me go ahead and get logged in here. Okay, bada boom, bada bang. Such a pain in the bosom. And then, I'm going to have to put my code in when I want to. But look, so this is my two dark summons that I have here. I'm going to show you guys what those two are. I believe this bottom one here is the first one that I set up. Again, I am preparing for PvP. I have some decent archers that are decent at questing, boar hunting, so with bog hunting, and I haven't stepped up my pace with that. I have two solid teams that I use, sometimes three, but it's really just two that I may have to retry one or two times. Now that we're gearing for PvP, I want to build Beast that will help me get more equipment, but will also be able to be competitive in this PvP realm. And we're using the basic classes, right? And so the priest angle was to put together two priests, level 10, already had two level 10s that I picked up from level 1. months ago at a cheaper rate that are higher in value now, but now they serve a purpose of being ready to boar hunt. And with this pushback in PvP, looking at, July, well, August, September, October, November, possibly 3 to 4 months to work with before PvP launches, I could possibly get these as close to level 20 as possible with a lot of HP, trying to build at least 4 of them with a lot of HP to be able to withstand those early blows from the archers. And so we're game planning for you damaged people. We're game planning for you damaged people. You feel me? We have Clazo in the building. And what's up, Clazo? We have two noobs saying in my country, they're talking about 7 stars USA stocks a lot. Tesla stock is also there. Yeah. Yeah, again, market's been going down, but I've been bullish for the last 3-4 weeks. And we're gonna talk about why that is if I can get through these. The interesting thing, and I'm just gonna try not to go into too many side nuggets, is all right. I think I got this situated. Oh, you know what? I wasn't even sharing. That's crazy. By the way, Trump got shot, guys. If you weren't in here, I actually had a tweet that I had pulled up here earlier, but when my power went out, it just disappeared. It's in my intro, so we'll. Trump got shot, man. Crazy times we live in, man. All right, so these are the 2 priests. Again, my strategy: PvP, have fun. Other part of my strategy: sell Jewel and others at the proper time. Gonna look at Brown Gen's comment based upon Gen 0 value and Gen 0 value dropping, and that not heroes not that proposition value proposition not being there anymore. But yeah, these are my 2 priests. We're gonna smash those together. Not really any sort of abilities that I was looking for. I did put some regular abilities together. Possibly getting a ninja out of this, which would be dope. Wouldn't mind my priest being able to kind of maybe have a little bit higher agility and luck, but really aiming to build the endurance and vitality early. Because I bought some vigor crystals, a few lesser vigor, and then a few regular vigor stones as well. Wouldn't mind getting these, especially maybe efficient and toxic. I don't know how toxic will look in a priest, but I damn sure wouldn't mind at all getting them at level 10 and then take them through boar hunts until they can elevate. All right. So those are the priests that I have there. Then I have 2 a Dragoon and a Sage. So I have 1 Dark Knight, Dread Knight, and the Dread Knight hunt continues. One of these is a failed attempt from 3 months ago. I was just done with it. I said, let me just not do this. And then, the edge comes back, right? So I was able to pick up another. I had a Sage. No, I had a Dragoon. I was able to pick up this Sage. It's a common. So I think it was like 400 crystal or something like that. We're gonna try every so often to go for that Dread Knight. Nothing too special here. I was able to find some skills that could translate. So maybe explosion, which hey, with a big ass sword, explosion could be beneficial. But I've come to like leadership as well. So we're gonna do both of these. We're gonna crack both of these and kind of see. Oh, I wasn't sharing the Dragoon Sage one. We're gonna crack a couple of these and kind of see what's up on this game night and see what we land. Worm says he uses Rabby. Yeah, right. Rabby's fire. And eventually I may have my primary software wallet be Rabby, and then have MetaMask like the secondary on the secondary devices, because it's super frustrating to get that going at points in times. So those are the 2 summons. Let's get it going because we're over here dragging time. I believe the bottom one is the priest one. I think so. So let's see if I'm able to get the two priests were common. The two priests were common. I don't believe I gave that detail. And so my common priests are doing work in boar hunts. Don't mind that. Gonna continue to farm items, including that bow, because that bow is going up in price. I believe it jumped from 50 US dollars to 100 US dollars in a short period of time, and that was pretty dope to see. So okay, so another dragoon. Okay, so this wasn't the priest. This was the dragoon and sage combination. They both had an advanced trait. And we gave it a chaos stone. Chaos stone was cheaper than some of the others. I think the chaos stone landed on vitality, which for dragoon is okay. Leadership transferred over, but we didn't pass anything on. Let me double check that. For and I'm not disappointed, but this is not really this was like a shot in the dark. Honestly, it was a shot in the dark. So yeah, leadership was already an advanced trait. I tried to pass on iron skin and speed there. So okay, I'm glad the non-primary one popped off. First. It's all good in the hood. I may just keep it if it levels well. And I got it at level 1. So again, that wasn't the primary thing that we were looking for today, because we're going more efficient, but we'll throw some haymakers in there when we get a chance. So let me go ahead and put the gotta love Ledger. It's Security. Okay. So I'm going to get this cracked off so we can see this last summon, this last dark summon. I'll show off one of the heroes when we talk about value proposition. Let me reject that. When we talk about value proposition and why I believe that there was a bottoming sweep in, oops, sorry about that. Let me fix this here. Oh boy. Yeah, why I think there was a bottoming sweep in Codex hero floors that happened some months ago, and why those Codex heroes and the Codex hero floors can continue to rise even in the face of, oh my gosh, can you work? Even in the face of the Gen Zeros dropping in value based upon volatility that was created by an event, a vote, a cooling down period, democracy. All right, so it's gonna take some ages, but we're gonna get this. Mythic vibes, yo, Clazo. Thanks for the goodwill. We're gonna see if I get mythic vibes, and we're gonna see if this freaking transaction actually goes through. Oh well, you know what? Okay, you know what? We'll do this. And again, this is why I pre-prep this. This is why I pre-prep this. Power's been a little wonky. Power went out also before we started our stream, but I think we may be good to go. All right. So hopefully this pulls through here. Okay, let's see. Mythic vibes. We want a priest, okay? We're going for a priest. We got the vigor stone on it. All right. There were 2 commons. Let's see. Ooh, we moved to uncommon. Gotta love it. Priest, legionnaire. I don't mind this at all. We're gonna level this bad thing up. Okay. We're gonna use it in boar hunts. And a lot of times a priest gets to level 10. I mean, you're looking at, what, 300, maybe barely at level 10 for a priest, 350 if you're lucky. Fucking have the priest start at 500 at level 10. We could possibly get it to 1,000 at level 20. 1,200 at level 20 with that kind of HP. Whoo! I'm coming in there at level 20, and whatever you hit me with, boom, 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 boom. There's gonna be a Giga Shock, and then we're gonna start setting off healing. We're gonna start setting off healing, and I have full heal. So if I can stun you, poison you in a way, take that first hit, put my priest level 1,000 HP, 1,200 HP to work after getting your initial one, like I'm preparing if you're the one who ends up getting the first shot. But if I have a priest or a seer and I end up getting the first turn, you're probably in deeper trouble. If I have a seer and I get the first turn, you're probably in deeper trouble if you are a damage dealer. Okay, so that's the angle in which I am going at. And I like what I'm seeing here. Okay. What were our odds with this combination here? Our odds. The Priest Ninja was available. The Ninja didn't transfer over. What, the Ninja didn't transfer over? The Ninja was the same percentage as the Legionnaire. How? Okay. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. So let's look at the traits. Let's see what we got for this. Oh, devastating. Devastating on the traits. Devastating on the traits. Okay, so for the traits, we had a 37% chance to move up efficient. We had a 14% to move up explosion. We had a 14% to move into toxic. And we got none of that. So I will be trying this strategy again. But we have an entire Vigor Stone, a 4-tier bonus vitality at 12, which isn't great. I would have loved to have seen a like 20 or 17 vitality, but it's all good. We're gonna put this man to work, or we're gonna put this man to work. All right, so those are the two summons. That's kind of what we got out of that. Not a banger, but I'll show you guys, some of my other bangers that I've had throughout this week as I have prepared for what? Why is this not going to the heroes? As I prepared for PvP. Let me go ahead and refresh this here. We're gonna go ahead and refresh this here, and keep the nostalgic music playing. All right, so heroes. Let's look at my other PvP prepping bangers, and I don't mind. I don't care if they're commons. If you're talking about level 100, sure. But I do not care if they are commons. I have a couple archers that I just summoned. This one, which is a female archer berserker, 42 dex at level 10. We did our thing and threw a greater finesse stone on it. It has second wind. And I believe that has to do with HP, or giving back a certain percentage of your HP. So with a greater finesse stone, we're gonna we built out the dex initially. Now we're gonna look to build out the HP a little bit more. And get into hunting and see how we do with building strength, dex, and its HP. Okay, we gotta have decent HP to deal with some of these other archers during the game. And then I have two commons that gave me a rare, which I was initially happy about. Level 13, dexterity at 37. Used a greater vigor stone. Again, we're really trying to work on this HP to be able to just deal with other archers that could do damage. Agility and vitality is what I focused on. I do think that the intelligence, missing that 15 marker, is a little bit not optimal, but it does have hardened shield, which I think will be decent for that going into getting it to level 15
and increasing the skill base of it. So those are my two. I actually really like this comment. I really don't care. I think this has great potential here as well. So that's what we have there on the prep for PvP. The JCL Jewelers Combat Lead is going to be dropping with PvP. We're going to talk more about that in the Jewelers podcast, which comes on at 9:30 p.m. Eastern after me. A little bit of a segue here. So last thing, almost forgot. So I'm doing all this and we're showcasing all of this because there was a tweet that I interacted with Brown Gent. You know, sometimes people can take Brown Gent in a misconstrued way because sometimes it comes off very direct. But you know, it's just like, hey, I'm acknowledging what you're saying about what you see, but everybody kind of has a third eye of their own based upon whatever metrics they use. So yeah, if you just follow up respectfully with him with your points and stay poignant while acknowledging what he has to say, things stay pretty cordial. But you know, it can get a little heated with him when he sometimes shoots down what you may think is value. So this is the tweet that we're referring to. Brown just says, sad to see some of the best Defikingdoms assets start their trend to the bottom. Even at these prices, I wouldn't touch them. Was very disappointed to see a majority of the jewel community vote its earning potential down. And this is the obvious and expected result. He went ahead and showed some of these Gen Zeros here that have gone down below that 1K marker, which for a long period of time, Gen Zeros have always maintained their level above that 1K marker. USD marker, crystal value, obviously we've seen this sitting as low as 88. I don't disagree with Brown Gent's analysis on what a vote, what's a volatile fundamental event, an economical event can do to an ecosystem. I am one that never really had a Gen Zero, never had a pair, missed out on my opportunity to grab them at the launch and paid dearly just trying to scoop up heroes. So if Gen Zeros, while I'm working on long-term macro profit taking, shows an opportunity, and theirs goes to $400-$500, best believe I will scoop some up. Best believe I will scoop some up, especially if that is something that may happen during the next bear market, right? Right. Gen Zeros could rise up in value with Jewel, right? Gen Zeros could rise up in value with Jewel. This vote having negative sentiments from the whales and those who had Gen Zeros as a part of their value proposition, value economics, and some of those also watching from the outside. If they could rise up back base above maybe 2,000, 2,500, 3,000 as Jewel makes a big move. You know, all tides lift boats, but they may get stomped when we go into that next bear market. And if I have enough profit that I've taken, put to the side in USD, I will be looking to scoop up some Gen Zeros for the collectors portion of things, for the nostalgia portion of things, and for like Pokemon. I never was able to collect any Pokemon cards. And this is data, and this data will live on the internet and on the blockchain forever. And I'd love to hold some, literally just to hold a couple that are a pair. And if they drop to $200-$300, I will scoop some up. Right now, I acknowledged. You know, here goes the USD value: $766 USD value. Which, you know, first of all, if you were buying Gen Zeros, you know, I missed my opportunity at like the $1,200 window. just because I put my order in early. And then it was like, oh, you should have waited till the window opened and then hit trigger. And we saw Gen Zeros run as high as what? 10, 15, 20, 30,000. Somewhere. I think I've even seen some sold if it was like $50,000. We've seen the base level ones after we've seen a lot of information come drop in value. But there even are some base level ones that have some value that maybe even have been leveled the wrong way or don't partake in PvP. So I will be looking for an opportunity to scoop some of these up. I said, wow, fall from the 1K floor. I will always buy Jewel before Gen Zero in the current environment. That being said, if my next round of stock options, right, my next flip, my next bag, my next thing that obviously, not obviously, but we all delve in different sections of where we try to find value to then put into other spaces. And that's why we're going to talk about Tesla. But I'm hunting down my first pair, not for profitability reasons, but as a collector. Wonder if I'm a minority. Brown just said, you're not a minority. Since late 2023, Jewel has been the better buy. I don't disagree. As Gen Zeros need some adoption, while the former just needs GameFi speculation. But the community voted to nuke the best NFT asset, and much like Juno, we don't see any recovery due to this precedent. So it kept going, and eventually he described. There was a phrase he used that I just want to highlight. Here we go. Gen Zeros were the premier asset class in the game. I like that rhetoric. I like that. I like that you can go into any ecosystem and use that frame, premier asset class in the game. Gen Zeros are a engine. They're an engine within the game, and depending on the cycle and the growth of the ecosystem, Gen Zeros will play their part. If they eventually get attached to land, that could be their great rise in the next bull market to 10,000 at a base level. Who knows, right? But they have their role, they serve it, and they have their value that fluctuates throughout. Are there other assets like actual heroes that are dominating, that become legends? Are actual other assets going to surpass Gen Zeros that weren't leveled well, that weren't trained well, that cannot craft, that cannot do certain things that give hero value? Will some archers, will some basic heroes, warriors, will some of those surpass Gen Zeros and become where the value proposition goes? That is the question that I'm posing today as we get ready for PvP, as we see those who were using Gen Zeros as a part of their value proposition freely, equitably, and in a democratized way express their sentiments about how they're feeling about the choices that the ecosystem is making. And is that value proposition now swinging back to not only Jewel, but actual game mechanics within the game, and those who are coming in with badass heroes that are actually going to put in work, dominate, have legends of not only themselves and heroes within the game, but now take over some of that liquidity that flowed to whales and others that use the old system of value proposition to their advantage. So really good conversation that we have here. I believe that he's going to be streaming with KP soon on his thoughts and his views on that. And I want to wrap up this by showing you guys one of my favorite heroes. Okay, let me go back to the map because I just love the nostalgic map. We're not dark summoning anymore. I didn't get what I wanted. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys one of my favorite heroes. And it's gonna be a mythic. Okay, and we'll do some quick math, and I'll show you guys a few things. Okay. No, okay, no, the archers are my favorite heroes, but I don't want to see you right now, bro. Like, get out of here. Where's my warrior? Oh, there you are, buddy. Okay. So this is my warrior. I haven't done many bot hunts. Okay. I haven't done many bot hunts, but I went and I bought equipment, right? I bought equipment. PvP's coming. I went and I picked up the Bach Knight Mail. Why am I doing this? I am starting to gear my heroes up for the next to 1.5 to 2 months to prepare and train for battle. So I'm also preparing to go play more Bach hunts. So if I'm preparing to play more Bach hunts and I have an error mechanism that doesn't allow me to win those first ones, I'm going to start to gear my heroes up with equipment to go and run through Bach hunts. And if I can, my average is about 7 to 10 hunts per day. If through that I can then average my hunts to 17 to 20 per day and do that at a clip, I can get more equipment, more bowls, things of that nature, and prepare my best heroes for PvP. Now, why am I showcasing this? To finish out everything I've showed with the heroes and the dark summoning and the preparing and the Gens heroes and some of the sentiment about Gen Zeros and the price going down. This has been something that's been in preparation for about 12 months, right? And let's take a look at where this value of this hero is and where I picked up the hero at. Obviously, it is dark summon. I did not dark summon it. I picked it up at a particular price. Now, if you're in a chat, if you can just tell me, if you can, whoever gets closest to USD value of where this archer is going to get a Vizzy. Let's give away a Vizzy, right? USD value for this archer. Let me get some guesstimates out there for this before I reveal what I picked up this archer for and when I picked up this archer, which this has been a long kind of a process to get this archer ready. USD value for this archer, and then we'll take possibly how much I actually bought this archer for, right? So I'm going to prepare the good old DFK Quester, which I have this archer pulled up, and I love that DFK Quester keeps the sale prices were bought, something that Defikingdoms does not do. And maybe it's time that I put in a question for the AMAs for something that could be put on the list, but I just don't know why. I just don't know why the sale value USD that was paid for them aren't placed there. So stay tuned in the chat. I do have 91 karmas in the building. So I'm just gonna kind of read off what you have there. Let me pull up while we have this hero here. Let me pull up the actual comments here. Bada boom, bada bang. Oh, we got Boogra in the building. Boogra's been putting out a lot of good content out there. I see he's putting in the work, he's putting in the hustle. He's trying to make an impact in the space. So just shout out to him. I was gonna show his Twitter. I just followed him on Twitter, but I have a bunch of tabs here. So shout out to you, dude. You can find him on Twitter. If you want to put your Twitter up, I'll showcase that as well. But let's get back to this here. Stick says Gen Zeros are just one asset, not a class. Heroes are an asset class of which Gen Zeros are a subset. No, that's a good delineation of what Gen Zeros are and what the purpose they serve. But they are just one asset, and they do fall into a class of their own. And it's just I want one, I need one. I want to be able to grab one. It's not like I've never had one and I want one. So if a new player is coming in, they're gonna want one, and then they're gonna pay till the floor gets cleared. And then there's gonna be some sort of wave that happens, especially as Jewel does this thing, right? So all right, so they did already. There's tons of Gen Zeros that are worthless game wise. I mean, hey, then they're worthless. You know, you can't buy. I believe. Can you dark summon Gen Zeros? Shout out to Skiller in the building. Can you dark summon Gen Zeros? 91 Karma says, show the stats. And Sticks Intern says $50. Okay, so this is the stats. Okay, I want you guys to guess if $50 is kind of where we're at. I want you guys to guess how much I paid for this. I'm gonna tell you the timeline that I got this at. I got this 10 months ago. Okay, I got this hero 10 months ago. So if we're guessing $50, right? 10 months ago, when nobody wanted to touch GameFi, nobody wanted to touch Defikingdoms, I got this 10 months ago. Okay. And if Sticks has $50 as is it okay, this is worth 5K crystal. Okay, we're gonna look at the tavern. We also have Days and Foresight. Okay, we also have Days and Foresight as the genes. So let's keep playing this numbers game. Sticks says I played $5. Wow, that's really generous. Wow, that's wow, Sticks. That's crazy. Has a Dark Knight kind of, session there. And to finish it off, Greater Swiftness Stone used. And what we've seen in this ecosystem is that, hey, speed is a killer. So is there an opportunity for me to use this hero, possibly with potions, possibly with continued leveling of this agility, to really cause havoc in PvP? And do I have enough HP to get that done? Do I have enough HP to get that done with a greater swiftness? And it's a fishing, right? It's a fishing warrior with wizard subclass. I mean, I can't help but just show this off, right? Now, gonna reveal what I bought this for. We have Boogra saying $25. Let me just showcase that here. And again, this is what it means to dollar cost average. We talk about dollar cost averaging because it's very important when you are in an ecosystem and a market that fluctuates in macro patterns. And even if you bought the top, if you dollar cost average Jewel to the bottom, and there's an order of liquidity, a value that's moving from high market cap ecosystems to mid to lower to then micro cap ecosystems, how does that swing happen? It doesn't happen in 2 months. It happens in a long swing. So yes, 10 months ago, we were thinking about what these hero propositions are going to look like. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the floor really quickly for a similar type of hero like this. Okay, which is a warrior wizard. Let's go to the tavern. And I gotta reduce the zoomed in feature of this. I think somebody calculated that already. 5K crystal, right? 5K crystal is what was put out there. Let's go warrior. Let's go mythic. It's about to be level 15. It's already about to be level 15. So we'll gas it a little bit. We'll throw the higher one there. The floor is 20K. The floor is 20K. Okay. I'm at level 14. Let's add that there. Mythic. Okay. Floor is still 20K. There are no level 14s available. Okay. So let's do some quick math here. If I can head over to and this is FK Quester, let me minimize this really quickly and let's share. I'm gonna flip this over. Let's share this tab here. And this is the same warrior wizard level 14. I mean, gonna be at level 15 by PvP, right? Gonna be at level 15 by PvP. Um what's the most recent sale? I'm gonna continue to hang this low hanging fruit right in front of you. While we do some quick math. Let's see. Calculator. So if the level 20 floor is there, and we have crystal price that is 0.0088 multiplied by 20,000, that's $176 for a level 16 warrior on the tavern. Okay, on the tavern available currently. Okay, let alone, okay, these guys are greater crystalled as greater stoned as well, right? And let's see about the abilities. None of these have any traits, advanced traits, right? We do have a foresight one here. The floor that moves a little bit higher goes then directly to Gen Zeros. And speaking of Gen Zeros, Warrior Gen Zero floor completely sits very far away from Warrior and Archer Gen Zero floors sit very far away from Pirates and like Wizard Gen Zero floors as well. So $176 is what I have. These guys are all stoned as well and no advanced features. So let's even say I can probably mark this up at like, if this is 50 crystal that's marked up here, it's a level 20. It's a level 20 with summons. I don't have any summons, so I have to then compete with these guys. I think I could put mine 5 to 10,000 crystal more than these guys here. So let's say with that 176, let's go 30k crystal. And you guys can tell me if you think this is wrong, like absolutely. Like I'm putting this to as high as it could be, hanging low, putting low hanging fruit here. But 0.0088, that's 264 US dollar. 264 US dollar. If I put mine at 30k, just kind of following the rules of what we have on the tavern. Okay? Just value proposition. That's all it is. Incessant speculation. Incessant speculation. Okay? All right. So I guess that's it, right? I have nothing else to showcase for my hero, right? I have nothing else to showcase for my hero. This is the 50,000 floor that has summons that I was talking about. I just realized that I wasn't sharing my screen. Sorry about that. This is the 20,000 floor here as well. I would put mine at 30K. 264 is what we have there. Now, keep in mind, when we come back to where I am, I have equipment and I have also a gore blade attached to this guy, and I have a pet attached to this as well. All right, female Rachel Rock Shadow, and this pet that's attached to this hero is a rare pet. 2 combat bonuses here. Okay, and guess what? Increase the power token of jewel rewards from gardening by 31%. So if gardening ever has a resurgence, a comeback, if there are APRs for me to gain from the launch of another realm, this is what we're adding here. So I think that I can possibly mark up this warrior maybe by another 30%, right? Again, guys, tell me if I'm wrong. Right now I'm at 264. And I think that I could possibly mark up this archer by another 30%, right? And, let's take 0.30 multiplied by 264. That's $79. So 264 plus $79. That's $343. $343 in the current states. Not even like Jewel has started to run. Jewel has started to do all this crazy stuff, and people are flying in, and Crystal is higher at that 30K marker that I would put this warrior for. $343 is the total value proposition that I'm placing in for this, right? let's see what the chat has to say before I reveal what I got this for. You know, we have Boogra talking about 25. We have Sir Worm talking about 20. Um, you know, you guys might have already some of you guys probably already found the hero ID and looked at it. But these are not for the OGs. These are not for the OGs, okay? I feel like the OGs already found this hero ID and like looked it up or whatever. So if I have 343, what is the X from here? What is the also the continued future X possibly from a hero like this, right? So Stick says, yeah, work and Karmas are probably right. I just thought he wanted to say it was a 10x. A 10x. Let's see. 91 Karma says you can't summon Gen Zeros, true, but they can't have stones, and their growth is undeniably lower than a greater stone hero. That's true. At least the transcendent, you can reset their top stats for summoning proposes eventually. Yeah. All right. So what's the most recent sale? I'm gonna show you that. I'm gonna show you that. Shout out to Cassius in the building here as well. Sticks really wants to know. I think the pink hair loses a little. Be a what? No way! Yo, the pink hair, it looks dope. He looks like Goku, bro. He looks like a Saiyan. What are you talking about? Damn. It looks better not on DFK Quester. It looks better on the DFK platform. Let me see if I can win Skiller over. Let's see if I can win Skiller over by showing how this thing really looks. Let's see. Hey, view hero, Crystalville. No hero exists. What the hell? Oh, that's so annoying when it has. I think I have this right. Oh gosh, I can't do it. All right, whatever. So, oh, actually, no. You know what? Maybe I can go to hero details. There's no way for me to actually show you what this hero looks like. That's terrible. Yeah, it's all good. All right, so let me get this chat back set up and let me stop like dragging you guys on and rimming you guys here. um Stick says I think the floor is not priced to sell and it's just priced to show. I'd be able to price it better knowing the bid, not just to ask. Oh yeah, of course, you know I gotta gas it. Sticks in turn, like the floor is not really gonna be the best indicator. So Borga says now he got to go with 25. Okay, cool. I say May 10. Okay. Damn, 15 priest actually sold for 20K. Yeah, listen, I'm telling you, man. This is the setup, right? Like honestly, the bazaar where you're able to create order books, that's the same thing in the tavern. You're creating order books. And when somebody comes in and they want it and they want to get it started, what's there available in the order book, depending on where the market is, right? So Skiller says sorry, lots of typos. No worries, man. It says total stats 195. Not bad, but level 15 could improve price. Yes, I do think level 15 could improve price for sure. And again, when we looked at the market, So anyway, my value proposition is what? Let me look at my thing here. 343. Okay, that's my value proposition with everything it has. Because you guys have other monsters, my goodness, I'm probably sure you guys have but this is what I'm saying about the transition of heroes. So without further ado, $21.19 is the price that I paid for this 10 months ago. Okay. And I picked it up from somebody who may not be in the game. Okay, may not be in the game anymore. And this is the value that we're sitting here with. So, being that Jewel has yet to run, okay, being that Jewel has yet to run, all right. Let's see. But he could look at Gary Network once. Hey, welcome Disclosed Crypto. I actually do a lot of charts, but this is game night, right? So we're doing a lot of the gaming stuff here. And a lot of the charts showcase value and where we see value going in the charts. And it's important to do that. I follow Bitcoin. But when you have game nights, we delve more into the game and kind of take a look at what's going on. Yeah, Boogra, you were pretty close. You were pretty close at first. You should have stuck with your guts, man. So yeah, $21, and the value prop is the on the market, 20K crystal, right? On the market, 20K crystal for a warrior is a mythic warrior is about $179, I think is what we said. And if you're going to get a level 1 mythic warrior, it's about 1,000. And again, these heroes that are set and built for PvP have been catching a bid, and that bid has continued to increase. And on metas, they will be a platform to buy heroes as well. So a tavern will be available in metas, hopefully, to go and put your hero there for sale. And there will be some either arbitrage between Clayton blockchain where heroes are able to be put on tavern, DFK, and then the Metis blockchain as well. But in hindsight, with the Gen Zero comment 10 months ago, if you were here doing your thing, building, grabbing a level 1 warrior at some floor and building it up to what? To a level 12 or higher hero that is applicable and ready for battle, that floor jumps up from 1800 to 20. And even if you meet it somewhere in the middle and get it sold for 17, by pricing the floor down, it is still 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, about an 8x, right? And so that's the overall conversation there. Wanted to showcase that for you guys on game night. Want to get into a quick hunt, and then we'll move on to the charts from here. Gonna do a boar hunt. I believe what I have here is my seer build. My original seer build wasn't ready, so I'm gonna double check now to see if my original seer build for Defikingdoms is ready. And let me see. Is my original seer build ready? I think so. I dragged this. Yes, my original seer build is ready. Okay. So, a lot of people have been complaining about seer. So far, when we talk about preparing for PvP fun, right? Preparing for PvP fun, have my archer seer priest that I'm working on. Just did 2 dark summons. They were all right. I think the priest, I didn't get the dread knight that I was looking for with the level 1 summon, but I think that my priest summon was good at level 10. I'm gonna boar hunt with it, build it, try to get to level 20. A lot of people have been complaining about seer, and I've been using seer within the boar hunts as like a combat testing ground. We're gonna use this archer, right? Should I just use this archer in bot hunts? Nah. We'll do that later. I want to showcase this seer and get you guys thoughts about what I have with seer here. So we're gonna go seer, right? I like to get a warrior in between the seer, right? This warrior here is pretty dope. A lot of HP at level 15, was chilling there. I may want to get another warrior that's a lower level just to kind of ease things for me. This warrior here can be viable at level 12. Maybe after this, he'll also be ready to be leveled up. Good strength highlighted for a warrior is great. It's a minor. Again, I bought some of these minors or summoned some of these minors when prices sucked. And again, since warrior has been able to be implemented in hunts, the crystal value has gone up, right? And so this guy's ready to be going level 13. Minor, decent strength, not a good dexterity. No real special stuff here, but I need to level him up tonight, right? Hopefully, sometimes you get a dope drop when the hero is ready to be leveled up. That's what you call a double banger. If you get a loot drop, okay, so by partaking in these hunts, you get a chance to battle with your NFTs. You get a chance to not only gain experience, but you also get an opportunity to get loot dropped, void shards dropped, and other items dropped for you as well, including equipment. Some of these equipment are worth hundreds, some close to thousands, $1,000. And so I want to showcase my seer build. the angle that I'm taking for my seer build in preparation for PvP, and I don't think this is an angle that a lot of other people are taking. So what is that build? Well, we want to go seer, we want to go a warrior. I click that, and then we want to go a tanky knight. Okay, I have this knight here, knight warrior, 1,000 HP. Okay, and again, I thought this warrior would be worthless. It's not the greatest, it's not stoned, but again, it is a great farming mechanism at level 15. Okay, decent here on the build at level 15. Certain skills open up, and so that's what I place in front. This is my build. Okay, this is my build. Now, let me take a quick look at what Skiller has to say because he mentioned Charger's Mask, and I have 2 Charger's Masks that I picked up. Really quickly, because again, this is a gaming stream. We normally do check into the charts. We have Bitcoin, getting through the phase here. We've seen a lot of bullish activity in the markets when it comes to those assets that have been performing poorly. And best believe we will talk about this, the order of liquidity that leads us from DeFi, from Bitcoin to altcoins to Ethereum to then layer ones to Solana and AVAX to then game coins like Axie Infinity and Jewel and gaming ecosystem as well. But we'll have that coming up. You guys stay tuned for that. If you're here, make sure to put a thumbs up. Really enjoying today's stream, doing game night, showcasing some things. About to showcase the Seer build that I have. A lot of people have been complaining about Seer, but I've really been working to get a Seer build. My other level 15 Seer, which I have already prepped, has that level 15 skill where it helps with HP, but I've been able to find a balance between Warstone, which is an attack skill, the Artificer, which is a passive skill, at the start of the first level, and every 7th of this hero's turn, this hero's entire party gains pure barrier, X% based upon wisdom. So you need to make sure that wisdom is decently stacked when it comes to your seer. And I have 30 wisdom here. Not the greatest for level 13, but really got a balance with agility. So he never really gets skipped like that. Even if he gets hit during a channel, he seems to take it head on pretty well, and he doesn't get dislodged too often. Strength for a seer, I found out recently that it's decent as well. And a seer that's a fisher, I'm liking that build on the seer. Nothing special other than foresight, which again, for a seer, I think it's really nice. And it is stoned with a lesser vigor stone, i.e., need to have enough HP to deal with these archers and warriors. Really quickly, I think Skiller did something that I want to highlight here. Let's see. Yeah, Worm says you have a Chargers mask. I have 2 Chargers masks. Got one early, didn't get one for a while, and then got one recently after going through a couple droughts. Stick says I have so many Chargers masks. Hey, listen, Stick, some of us don't have that. But Worm, I think you also have pants as well, man. I think you also have pants as well. So this is the build that I have here. How have you guys been finding success with the seer build? As a side note, I do like this layout that gives me 5 health potions just in case, but the seer doesn't need as many mana potions as the priest. That's another caveat that I like about the seer. It doesn't need as many mana potions, and you guys will see that. High intelligence build stacks up more mana. You can then savor your health potions, especially in bot hunts, which I'm going to test this out. Savor your health potions and have a really more heavy damage build that you'll quickly be able to boost your HP if needed with your potion at any point in time if things get hot and heavy. So let me get this transaction pulled through, and then we'll just highlight a couple things before we get started with this Bach hunt. Da-da-da. Yeah, Worm says he has evasion pants, which I haven't ever gotten pants. Waiting for an opportunity of that nature to happen. Why is this transaction not going through? What are you doing? Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. Get this bot hunt going. Yeah, Skiller, I definitely know you have pants too, man. I know you have pants. Like I think the thing that I want most now, like I'm not even worried about pants. I just want a couple more bowls. I only have 2 bowls, and like I really just can't believe like 2 or 3 months ago I gave away a bowl to Chris. I believe I forget what name he uses. See something, but I gave him a bow, and I hope that he held because he's sitting pretty right now. Um, all right, cool. Having a little bit of latency here in getting this started here, so I just went ahead and approved it. Really quickly while this transaction is going through, want to give a shout out to Karate Combat. That's going to be launching KC48 July 25th. We've been covering a lot of these. They shifted from like a Saturday slot. Now they're doing a lot of Fridays. So it's more social media covering, pick selections when it comes to what picks we're making. For those who do not know what KC48 is, KC48 is a fighting league that has now gone through 48 bouts, a few championships. They have an association with UFC. We're going to see Joe Rogan talk about KC down the line. And they also have a token. They are crypto related. They have a token associated. And we're seeing the entertainment connect with fighting, connect with blockchain and crypto. And so it's a space that we're following very closely. The next bouts, and let me just go ahead and just turn the audio of DeFi Kingdoms off because it's kind of annoying me at the current moment. The next bout is Alvi versus Arroyo. It's a rematch. What we normally do is you have an ability on the web app to make some picks and put up some karate token in order to do that. It is on the Hedera blockchain. And I've been partaking in it. It's been very interesting. If we review the card and the lineup, this is a combat lead that does have a token, but we also have something, and these are the matches that we have here. There's a percentage here when the window opens up, which is opening up in 9 days, where you can go ahead and. I think I had a little bit of a glitch there, but let me know if you're still hearing my voice. There's percent that once the window opens up, the percentages change, and depending on who's favorited, who's not, the lower percentage probability win can get you more karate tokens. We've looked at the karate token over time. I think there's a bigger fight card here. I don't know why this current view here is not giving me the full fight card, but there's an influencers fighters club as well. And the influencers fighters club is the crypto connection where they bring crypto influencers in as well. So not sure why this is showing me this, but on the web application, you can go ahead and connect your wallet. Oh, okay. Maybe it wants me to connect my wallet. I don't want to do all that right now. But yes, just showcasing this here. We're going to talk more about this throughout the week as that gets ready to launch. But just to give some input during game night, because game night is not just the games that are. Oh, sorry about that. Game night is not just the games that are currently going on and like being able to sit there and play MMORPG, but it's also entertainment, gladiator sport, and viewership games that also drive more people depending on the partnerships that you have into other ecosystems. And so if you even if you don't like fight sports and you understand the value proposition, it becomes just more interesting to try to see what's going on in a particular space. And just quickly, we're going to watch some of this and we're going to go back to that hunt with the approved transaction, but just giving a little promo to Karate Combat here. This is Joe Rogan talking about this league. There's a crypto connection. There's a Defikingdoms connection because they came into our ecosystem, and with some Vizzies, they dropped some tokens to us, and I've been kind of just dollar cost averaging to those tokens, partaking, understanding what's happening with gambling, DraftKings, FanDuel, where that trajectory of addictive gaming is going, and just looking to be a part of the wave, understanding the wave, tracking the wave, documenting the wave. This is Joe Rogan, one of the biggest podcasters in the world, talking about this fighting league as we have seen the ascension of UFC. This was the last KC 47. The main card in KC 47. That was a savage knockout. That knockout was crazy. That fight was crazy. So a lot of attention going to this league, a lot of things happening, and this is what I was talking about. Influencers Fighter Club is a sub. There are sub fights that are attached, and it was attached to a bigger main event. But I think this is actually going to be the biggest match of the event. Trust and believe it, as we're covering. This is happening at Bitcoin 2024. He's a former like huge Ethereum guy in the space, often Tuxing Daddy. What? No audio. All right, let me see. Somebody just said no audio. 1 second. Audio test. Okay. Is this still no audio? My check. Let's see. Doing an audio test right now. I hope the audio's back. Oh, I see. Hold on. Okay. You couldn't hear any audio from the video. That's interesting. That doesn't normally happen. Yeah, so sorry about that, guys. As I was saying, this is the main event. Crazy kick. Joe Rogan started talking about it. Always wondered, like it's actually never been pulled off, and it was pulled off for the first time here. Yeah, so that's the kick her around the world. It's something that's happened in fighting that's never happened in any fighting for as long as UFC has been here, and it's just very interesting. But yeah, Influencers Fighters Club, Bitcoin 2024, Bitcoin finding its bottom over the next few weeks, to month, and the crypto event may take over the entire because this was a fight that was supposed to happen before. So just highlighting that real quick, about a half hour before the Jewelers podcast starts with me, Mega, and T Heat. But I want to go ahead back into the Defikingdoms ecosystem after highlighting the Karate Combat event that's happening. We didn't even get a chance to look at Tesla. I mean, game night, when you try to squeeze so much into game night, it becomes crazy. So initially, you get that initial barrier, okay, off of the seer just having this ability. I then have to choose. Some people go right to Warstone, but when you have a warrior and the knight, you can do enough damage to get to where you need to, right? So I already know that my primary tanker, even though he has 1,000 HP, is going to be sought after, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and instead of a barrier sanctuary, I'm gonna go ahead with the rejuvenation stone. If I'm at level 15, I'll use that other skill as well. And let's tap into the chat really quickly. Shout out to Mega in the mother effing building. Okay. Oh, I also think my video is also not showing. So let me change that. Sorry about that, guys. I think that's crazy. Let me try to adjust my camera. Yeah, my power's been wow. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, I've been having a lot of power issues as of late. Um, you guys let me know if you hear me back in the bizzle. Let me know if you hear me back in the bizzle. All right, awesome. Awesome, awesome. Sir Worm, appreciate that. So oh boy. All right, so a little bit of power difficulties, technical difficulties, but I appreciate you guys for working with me here. Let's get this light back on. I just want to kind of show my seer build. If you have enough time, we'll talk quickly about some stuff we had on tab. It was just so much to talk about that I activated my seer's rejuvenation stone for my tanker, knowing he's just going to take the brunt. They're pretty resistant to being shifted. So, on a warrior's turn, keep it chill, keep it simple. Often with different damage builders, like people who just like for both boars by the first charge, the first wild charge. Coming in, I'll let's say hit him with a little bit, of damage, a little bit of preparation. This needs time to cook. That's a part of why it's called the seer. So I'm giving it that time to cook. I'm preparing for at least the first guy to get slain, but he's now able to hit the knight, right? With an ability to gain HP throughout different ticks. And the next tick to gain another HP is 11 ticks. Now, if it has higher agility, that should improve, right? And so if this is the build, work on getting more knights with ability so we can get to those ticks faster, right? And do I want my seer to have agility to try to build those faster, right? We're trying to find the answers to those. Immediately following that, the warrior build is just going to follow the order of damage. Basic attack, gladiator strikes. Now, because I hit the knight earlier with that rejuvenation, now I can hit everyone with Sanctuary. Not only am I going to get that every 7-round HP boost, but Sanctuary itself also has an HP boost as well. It's also able to really efficiently use its MP, its mana points. And now I have an ability to use the combo from the Knight of Forever Vigilant and possibly have the boar's turn be skipped, right? So less damage. Boom, there we go. We got that daze, right? Less damage being dealt to my tanker. That barrier is sitting pretty, right? Again, when I'm going in and thinking about facing another player, I'm trying to disrupt a bunch of things. So if I can tanker, we may be able to put you in a place where you have to second think about what you're doing, right? Are you gonna actually do your thing? Okay, there you go. 200, not bad. I'd like something in that 250, 300 range. And move on and try to execute better. We have the rejuvenation stone now kicked in for that tanker, right? So you get HP. Your barrier is still there. You haven't been touched since you dazed them, and there's bleed now on that front board. The Mama Bach is preparing. Mama Bach is preparing a charge, and now you have some decisions, right? Do you want to go Warrior Stone? Do you want to go Rejuvenation Stone, knowing that the wild that, right? Best decision is, you know what? That front board MP damage. I wonder if the wand changes that a bit. But 30 plus on his next turn, about 15 HP gets taken off. You can chalk up the seer similar to the priest on its shots, right? So now I want to save up some of this MP for the night. I think I'll be able to kind of get this guy out of here without having to use any more MP with my knight, with the warrior coming up next. And again, with that seer, you have that charge up of that healing that's coming in your next turn for whoever you choose to put on it. We're going to use a basic attack here. Actually, no, we're going to go ahead and use Gladiator Strike to try to end this guy. Because if we can get 150, 160 here, the bleed will also hit. If we can add more to the bleed, nice. We got 141. The bleed right now currently sits at 15. So, okay, nothing special. We won't be able to get this out of here. It may also this Did it get its first heal from the back? All right, so look, there's confused. But my tanker is still very, very good position. The current Bach in front. We can kind of try to look to go in a barrage and take out the second boar, but I don't think we'll be able to do that. We're probably gonna have to play the slow game here. I love control. I love just kind of having a gauge of what's going on within the ecosystem. We can try to actually, nah, I don't think we'll do it. We'll stick with some basic attack and really work on setting up the seer. So, like, yeah, people are not liking the seer build. I tend to not mind it at all, especially when it meant farming. I've gotten this seer very good with going in, going out, and completing the process and just getting out of there, and it's worked out pretty good. In this stance, I'm going to go ahead and use the barrier to set up that rejuvenation. That's going to be 7 turns from here then on. And I'm going to set up the channel with the Bomber Bach having 2 tankers. I don't believe that second boar will take a shot at trying to disrupt my next seer charge. So again, I haven't had to use any potions up until now. Just using the seer, doing my thing, very controlled, and just kind of going through a very controlled working here of getting a guaranteed win in the boar hunts, right? With the skills that a high HP seer can have, and even advantage. So this is where I may consider using Warstone, but again, I really have 2 good tankers that can do real good damage. I may actually want to either boost up the front or boost up the seer. Will I need the seer? Even if the seer dies, I may not need it because I have so much HP here. So we're gonna throw that on a tanker and let it kind of charge up there to make sure to continue this order for the warrior, even though we could have just used the basic attack. My computer today. I feel like this Bach in a few turns can set up wild charge. So again, see that mid board did not charge at me. Now my front 1000 is still using basic attacks here to like burn this down. And again, like Sierra is gonna take time to figure out how to use. So to be able to have the ability in boar hunts to really work to learn how it's used, that's the only way you're gonna get an opportunity when it comes to facing another player to figure out how to use this thing, right? And I found a way to use the seer. I'm really enjoying the way that I'm using the seer. And again, I still have yet to use any of my potions at all. And everyone's all good, right? I could actually throw a potion with my warrior now because he needs that combo of Gladiator Strike, Gruff, and Gladiator Strike and Rapid Onslaught. With the box, it'd be Gruff when you're ready to take advantage of the kill window to kind of handle that, right? So, that's kind of I think you guys can determine that I'll be able to take on the next charge. And public service announcement, if you're still here and you haven't put the thumbs up, make sure to put the thumbs up. Appreciate you for being here and hanging out. Appreciate Sir Worm for coming in and hanging out. Apologize for some of the technical difficulties. Really just still excited that I got a chance to show off my seer build here. And while I'm here again, it's just it's too easy, right? It's too easy. I'm gonna charge. Even if the Mama Bach channels, like you can't get to me, right? I'm glad I got a chance to show off my seer build. It's really controlled. It's really agile. I'm gonna have to figure out how to way to make this more efficient when like playing somebody, because if they have archers, they can just go after the seer straight up, right? So how am I going to prepare myself to deal with that is the question. Um, Going to be ending this here. We'll probably continue game night next week as well, and showcase again, now that we've done this year, showcase more of Spellborne. There was a lot more things like the Cock Inu space that I wanted to look at as here, but we're in a position where we now have to prepare for the next stream on the Jewelers podcast. So I am going to take a little bit of a dip after this. I don't want to deal with wild charge. Again, I'm a very control based person. Instead of skipping my turn and increasing my initiative, I could have given the seer. Um, and I'll probably do that because, again, I don't want to deal too much damage to get a wild charge. And again, the wild charge is if the Mama Bach hasn't started to channel and prepare. There you go, perfect. If the Mama Bach hasn't started to channel and prepare to attack you, if you kill off the baby Bach, it'll go into a panic and attack you and take anywhere from 300, 250 to even 4 or 500 HP, either from 1, 2, or 3 of your heroes. So, again, working on this strategy here on the farming of equipment end of things, really trying to work to build at the level 15 again, Sanctuary at the level 15 to be able to be prepared to be always healing my guys, dealing with archers and having a high HP build seer. So now we're just gonna try to just destroy. Oh crap, I shouldn't have done that. It's going to kind of rampage because I disrupted the wild charge. But actually, I didn't mean to do that. It's gonna rampage because I disrupted their wild charge, but I'm actually not worried about it at all. Um, what I'll probably do now here is just prepare the tanker to deal with this and give him rejuvenation stone. Do have a comment here that Dewey Wire. I did not mean to do that. I did not mean to disrupt his wild charge, but it's okay. We eat that up. I find Seer more useful against box. Artificer lets you largely ignore cheaps. Really? So I've been practicing. I've been a real puss. I've been a puss with the box. I haven't showcased my seers over there yet, but I have Artificer. I do I have Artificer? Yeah, I have Artificer. Heroes party against pure barrier. But why does Artificer? Let me see if I can understand what you're saying here. Um, Pure barrier with the value equal to 8% of the HP's max. And you said that Artificer lets you largely ignore cheaps. Okay. For game night next week, I may have to showcase that. I may have to try to take that leap because I've been practicing here and uh I haven't used the seer too much for Bakons, but you're kind of giving me the confidence to try to do that. And so I think I'll try it out. Thank you. Um Man, I really this is what happens when you have a control build is that I'm gonna have to go directly into the jeweler's stream after this. I think everybody's good here. I don't have any more mana left, which is okay. I'm just gonna use an attack here from the seer. I don't really care about what it does. 34 HP, it's fine. But we're perfectly prepared to take on this wild charge and then really just finish off this Mama Bach here. I could use one more health potion, but I just really don't need that. Again, more heal from the seer, and it's just a very controlled, very chill, demolishing. And we're gonna try to even push the initiative back even further. Dewey War says the confused won't even go through the barrier. Wow. Okay. Dewey War giving me some alpha. I threw the barrier there because I know the barrier, helps and aids and blocks certain things. I didn't know specifically that it was the confused, and the confused is so annoying. Does the priest do that too? Like the priest barrier do that too, or is it just the seer? Because that is absolutely fantastic and it's just so perfect. I may be using Warstone to finish this guy. And when it comes to my seer, the dexterity is pretty low at 15, so it does miss sometimes, which is why I don't even care to use it. But I think I will want to finish this back off with that Warstone. That'd be pretty nice. That would be pretty nice. Let me get a little bit more off. I think like 140, 150 is 200 is not enough. Not enough. 146, yeah. It confused him? Whoa. Warstone could also confuse? What the heck? No way. Or no, Warstone could daze? Or was that my no way. Okay, no, it wasn't Warstone. Deal 167 damage to target enemy. Does Warstone continue to increase as you use it? That's interesting. I wonder if Warstone continue. Okay, that's fire. All right, so let's see if we got any loot from here, and I am then gonna bow out for the night. You will see me on the Jewelers live stream podcast that comes on literally in about 7 minutes. I want to thank you guys for being here, showing up, and just for game night. Even though we didn't get a chance to go through everything, just kind of catching and peeping what I'm doing for game night, how I'm prepping for PvP, and really for us who are in the DeFi Kingdoms ecosystem, just how much fun we're having. I just streamed and did a bunch of different things in the game, and I've been here for 2 hours, and I haven't even. Why is my account bugging out? And I haven't even accomplished all the things in game that I want to accomplish to feel like I had a good day. I still have a bunch of hunts to go through in order to feel like I've had a complete day ahead of me. So, won't be showing any loot drops because my device is really just bugging out with the power issues. Want to go ahead and bow out tonight. If I get any loot drops, I'll throw it on my Twitter. Make sure to follow me there if you aren't already following me. And we will catch you next week on another game night showcasing more of the charts. But if you want to see what's going on, make sure to check my Twitter. Our most recent post: Bitcoin printing a bullish falling wedge, Jewel printing a bullish divergence, inverse headed macro, inverse headed shoulders as well. Soul held 105 like a boss. AVAX bull market support steady above $21. SPY forming a weekly breakout. Equities, meme coin showing signs of strength. Next 3 months of CPI report to show news trend. Wait for breakout. Still bullish. Top of the market is coming. We will catch you on the next one and see you on the Jewelers. Oh, wait, well, hold on. The Jewelers stream is later tonight, like 11:15. Um, Honestly, I know that we were considering pushing it back. I know we were considering pushing it back, and I haven't been able to tap into the confirmation of the time just because of how crazy my day has been. Um, what does this say here? It says Dewey Wire says any barrier will block the status effect as long as it's complete. It isn't completely destroyed by a move. Since the cheap does no damage, it will never affect the seer. So you can channel safely until body slam. Ooh, that is great alpha. I think next game night I'm gonna practice some seer this week with the box. Dewey War, what is your build? What is your seer build? Would love to see a link of one of your seer fights in the Bach hunts. And it would be fantastic to see. Worm says the jeweler stream is later tonight, like 11:15. Yeah, I'm literally on that stream. Let me go take a look at YouTube and see when we schedule that for. I've been moving a million miles an hour. And again, Trump got shot. that's just so that's just so crazy. That is absolutely crazy. There's crypto. Ooh, 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 ooh. Let's see. Just bear with me 1 second. There may be an opportunity just to see what we got. 11:15. Oh, beautiful, 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 beautiful. I do have some time. Let's go ahead and just see what I got. Right, I'm going to spend some time and tap in here. I normally try to keep these at 2 hours. With some of the power issues, a few have dropped off. But Worm, Dewey Wharf, you're hanging out. We're hanging out. I appreciate you guys. Let me go ahead and not create account. I want to go ahead and sign into my account. I don't know why it keeps glitching out like this. But I will take an opportunity to get my credentials put in. Let's switch to get the information. StreamYards. Bada boom, bada bang. Bada boom, bada bang. All right, let's do this. All right, let's put this information in here. Oh my gosh. This is why I switched to Rabby. Okay. I got to change my primary computadora to Rabby as well. All right. So let's resume hunts, collectible hunts. Let's see if I got anything from this hunt where I showed my seer off. My warrior that I used. I did not even show it off and show its skills in the bug hunt. Maybe I can get some more alpha from Worm and Dewey War because I am getting ready to go full onslaught. All right. Ignore my treacherous singing. We did get some loot drop. Let's go. Let's go. I like that. So we got a staff, right? Gain 25% to inflict days. We like that. Increase block chance by 5%. Increase spell block chance by 10%. Got a void shard, and a void shard is a good item to have. It's scarce and it is received and will probably be used for some other iteration of boar hunts. And again, if I'm going to be using this priest build, this seer build, right? The equipment is going to be important. So jewelers stay hot. We know equipment has been going up as well. And this particular warrior that I've been using is also due for a level up. So jewelers stay mother effing hot. Jewelers stay hot for sure. So let me go ahead and look at any other hunts. I have another seer build that's a level 15. Really just that same slow controlled build. I want to hop into Bach hunts and just kind of showcase my like one closest to guaranteed win with that warrior that I just said value proposition from $20 to like the 3 something that I said. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So it's about a 10 to 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, which is 100, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 200. Yeah, so I think it's a 15. I think a 15x with the loot that I've bought, dropped in terms of value at the current moment. Who knows? But value proposition, it's important to consider these things and where you are in the space. So my level 18 priest is one that I'm very proud of. I think it is definitely be the first hero of mine to get to level 20. You know, I think Worm has sent me Worm had blessed me to make another edit with the priest song, AI song that was created. I just haven't been able to get to it. But I am one that's a big believer in the healers. I'm one that just going to continue to sit in it. The stats are pretty decent. It does really well. It does a sting. No advanced traits, but cleanse. I'm a fan of. It's not even like stoned. It's a PJ. I like it, and I still think that the build has been pretty good, right? I do have some of these other lower level priests that I may actually want to use who are already also at level 15. I am a fan of this one, Priest Pirate. I built this one, level 16, with a Whetstone. Has Foresight, big fan of that. And this is the current build there. Dexterity could be higher because sometimes I see the priest missed on certain moves, but this is going to go in the back position. We're going to put our archer with a bow, right? This is one of my favorite archers here. This one's the one mythic with Giant Slayer, but we're looking for a different archer here. And is my archer not ready? Or did I skip over it? This is the common archer that I had. He's not ready for Bach hunts. I have a berserker here that I've been using, building out. Where's my archer with the bow? Let's see if we can find you. That's we okay. There you are. So archer, and then we're gonna add our dear old warrior here. Okay, this is the stack build right here. Normally if the HPs are high enough, I switch this to I switch this here to the not the divine barrier. I may switch it to holy wrath, but I do think that the barrier, any barrier, being able to stop the confusion now, I feel like I have to with this alpha that I've gotten from Dewey War to go into this and just use the barrier to make sure that none of that confusion happens. Because I know how you're supposed to go in, and I know what you're supposed to do to these box. The barrier being able to block, let's say, confusion and other things that happen, um, do better, right? So if I can push this transaction through and approve it while this is loading up, we're big chilling tonight. I'm going to grab a burr and game night, a beer, and game night is being extended. This warrior that I showed off, that I gave a value proposition for, we're going to have enter. We're going to have enter the battlegrounds. And I just appreciate all the feedback that I'm getting from you guys. It's gonna be fun being able to battle some of you guys. JCL, Julius Champions League, is coming up as well, which should be awesome. There was a transaction. I'm approving it. While this clearing up, talked about combat already. We talked about the kind of vision for the market. Shows off those dark summons. No, looks like fight is ready to start. Bear with me 1 second. I'll grab a burr. Okay. Perfect timing. Load it up. Let's get some music going here. I do have. Let's use the game music. Why not? The Bach Hunts has a different melody, and I kind of like. It. So going into the Bach Hunts, again we are farming equipment. Okay, got a I here. Use Bach Hunts. Yeah. Excuse me. Definitely immediately, not immediately sometimes, because like uh you gotta get your tanker some HP, and that barrier is there before Mama Bach decides to launch any sort of attack at me. Right? With the warrior, just stacking up the basic to all the other strikes as a combo of rapid onslaught. Huh, I missed. Interesting. My warrior does have a lot of speed, and it doesn't really miss that often. Okay. No way. Body slam early? Body slam early? You got me there, buddy. You got me there. Now you want to use barrier? Wow. So these are some of the simple mistakes that can be made that may deter the progress to having an efficient battle. All right. So there we go. Cannot be dispelled. Wait, did I not select the right order of what am I doing here? Did I not select the right order of a skill? Like for my warrior, did I not select gladiator strike? Why is hard boiled? Why is he all right? Multitasking here is not working for me, but we'll recover from this. We will recover from this. Let's go back to basic strike. And let's. How are you? That's crazy. I don't understand how you're missing like this. My archer does have a charges mask, which was pretty cool. I wanted to test out an archer and just kind of see how it does. And hasn't been bad. Definitely has like a good bit of power. Not too worried about the whole accuracy thing there. Hasn't really been a problem like that. Um, so overall, just satisfied with what we have going on there. And with the priest build, even with the Bach hunts, it's going to be a little bit of a slow burner until we get that win. As long as the priest has mana, and this is the difference between the priest and the seer. Is I do believe the seer can last off its own mana because it has some of those additional healing properties that stack on throughout the different ticks, right? After the mana is used, there's still healing properties that are available through the seer skills. So those are my thoughts on that. All right, got the archer in here with the rapid onslaught. Oh my gosh. Already put this baby Bach down. The hard boil cannot be dispelled. It's probably going to end soon. So there's a little bit of decision to be made, but we're going to go ahead and just boost the HP back up of the warrior. All right. And we're going to let Mama Bach go ahead and bring this back because we did not just have enough to clear that. So we're going to try to use a combination of clearing this egg out and then we don't want to go ahead and use Rapid Onslaught to get Mama Box down. We're going to trust the Charger's Mask and the bow on this archer to do his thing. We're going to try to go ahead and taunt Mama Bach again, keeping the HP. Huh. It did not taunt. It did not taunt. So let's try to get rid of these box back here. No crit for us there. Let's see. HP is pretty good, so let's just try to work on this egg back here. Okay. Yeah, definitely a slight mistake made in the early stages, which is kind of causing me to work from a different angle here. I want to try to see if I can get the taunt here. If I'm not able to get the taunt here and I do damage, things can get kind of scary. I wasn't able to get the taunt. One second. Let me go ahead and mute this real. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and just complete this here. And I have a gap between between now and the Julius podcast where I have to go take care of something. We've gone beyond the little 2-hour stream that we have here. So Worm, appreciate you for being here. Appreciate everybody else for being here. We're gonna go ahead and complete this and try to get a nice little neat win here before we exit. Oh, tough position here. Right, 55 here for the priest in terms of attack power. Let's see if we're able to land this. If not, we are in a hair of trouble. Oh, nope. We weren't able to do it. We weren't able to do it. So yeah, a small little slight mistake made. It's definitely put me in a precarious situation here. But let's see if we can come back from this and wrap up our night before we hop into that next stream. Oh boy. Will I just have to get rid of? But guess what? Oh gosh, the priest doesn't go for such a long time. All right, we're just gonna have to heal our warrior. Not the best showcase. Game night definitely next week. We're looking to have better improvements, better results, and better transitions through some of these ecosystems. I like that at least the HP is decently up there. We still have some left. I think I do want to throw the barrier on just for shits and giggles. And then see if we can kind of get this archer back going to just deal as much damage as we can. Okay. I think I can get rid of this Mama Bach before it completes its move here with Rapid Onslaught, even though the bonus is not available. That was pitiful. Archer still isn't ready to do its thing. Um, let's see. Priest is gonna need to heal. Okay. So we're gonna give the priest some extra mana here. We're really just trying to save ourselves from what looks like a downfall right now with a simple mistake made in the earlier rounds. Okay. The barrier definitely helped. There's no confusion. There's no confusion. These guys ate it up. Right? Gonna go ahead and use Holy Circle. I may be able to salvage this. But it's taking quite the time. Okay. All right, let's see. Rapid shot without the bonus. Nice. Nice. We can get rid of Mama Bach. Nice. And then we can just deal with this demonated Bach over here. So barrier definitely is going to be. I'm going to use barrier, divine barrier more often now. Definitely going to use divine barrier more often now. Yeah, this one is in the bag. I really don't care. I like that crit that I got from my archer. Again, this is why, archers seem so OP. Okay. Yeah, things look pretty good. I think the archer could use some mana. It has enough mana to kind of do its thing. This has been really a long Bach hunt, but I think we've done well. Because we're going to get a win. We got loot already. So let's see if we're able to get some loot after this one. Yeah, we don't believe you. You need more people. So that's the warrior, right? So even when you make some mistakes, with this build, room for error. When you have equipment, when you have bows, when you have other things that's going to help mitigate some of the mistakes that you may make. So, yeah, in terms of my DFK strategy, preparing for PvP, fun, dark summoning, using the great warriors that I have as a part of my gameplay. These were warriors that I picked up at a lower value. As you guys can see, as I've been using these warriors, and the warriors have been more touted than knights. You've seen the warrior value rise as well. So, definitely glad I got a chance to show game night in reference to Defikingdoms. We'll look to do a better job of having game nights be more efficient. Yeah, and be able to showcase Spellborne and some of these other items, Cock Inu, KC46, or KC Karate Combat. I think we have 48 coming up. No great look, okay, between some of these heroes that I have here. Absolutely wonderful. Quick steady 15%. Premium treat for the pets 2+ bonus XP. And then rarity 4+% bonus. So you can really stack this up here, right? Really stack this up here and get your XP in these higher levels. But jewelers stay hot. Showcased my gameplay, my plan, my preparation, my value that has really picked up from certain points in times where I decided to dollar cost average in. Um, yeah, jewelers stay hot. Worm says, let's effing go. I put a replay on the jewelers Discord. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Yeah, honestly, thanks for hanging out. I took some time off with some family stuff, come back in. It's just been nice to come back into the space and hang out and do our thing and stream. Um, appreciate you guys for hanging out. Continue to show support. I'm gonna refresh my donate live page and just share any donations that I've gotten. Be Easy gave me 50 crystal and said another great stream. Thanks for sharing. Appreciate your guys' support. Always appreciate your guys' support. You will catch me on another stream. Thank you guys. 713. I had two noobs also fly the bloaters give me a donation. Yeah, that's interesting. Uh yeah, for sure. So guys, it's been great. Overall, we're talking about GameFi, we're talking about the space, we're talking about what is due to happen in this ecosystem. We didn't even get a chance to really look at much charts. I apologize for that. I'll try to make sure to put a video out throughout the week, really talking about charts, digging in. It's tough to get that balance on game night, but I will do a better job to get that going for you guys. We will be talking on Jules Press podcast about a bunch of things, and I'll squeeze in some of my sentiments on Jewel and the other ecosystems that we are following. But again, Bitcoin continues to creep. Okay. Bitcoin continues to creep. And if you want to see more of these charts, go over to the Jewelers podcast. Go over to the Jewelers Guild Discord. Within the Jewelers Guild Discord, I continue to put information and follow-ups and updates on these charts, what we're seeing, where it's going. We are anticipating some downside coming up. But again, this is a bottoming pattern that is forming in the lower time frames that's working its way into the larger time frames as well. So keeping an eye on this, right? When it comes to Bitcoin, this is the path to $92,000. When it comes to XRP has made a giga move, okay, and continues to make this move in this overall monthly chart that we're looking at, and the blue being a move up to 1366. AVAX testing its bull market support area and at $21. And really, this consolidation period that we're seeing here is what we're anticipating to work its way out of here. And we have $224 as the mood for AVAX, and this little consolidation area is another great buying opportunity, similar to before we got the exit out of here in this $8 range. Not financial advice. And then that leads us to the end all, the be all, Jewel itself, which you've been tracking, inverse head and shoulders, historical lows, and we're liking the impulses that we're seeing from the lower market cap assets as the order of liquidity follows. And just look at this battle here for Jewel. Look at this battle here for Jewel. Look at what's been going on here. Historical lows, major inverse head and shoulders that's formed on the bigger chart, and this very strong movement here from the daily, more importantly from the 3-day and from the weekly. Historical low, capitulative support. This is just a beautiful, beautiful Jewel chart to be looking at. Very excited for the future movement to come. This is the trade room. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for doing game night with us. Appreciate you, and we will catch you on the other side in the Jewelers podcast coming tonight. All right, guys, have a good night, and we will catch you on the next one.